Okay. Alright, good afternoon. George Cavaligos for HFT bonds. Guys, I'm sorry. I got a little worked up this morning on the GDP data. A 15% decline in government spending when the government deficits are going up every day by astronomical numbers. Just put up the U.S. debt clock. The only reason they cut spending was because the Department of Defense didn't know if they were going to have the sequestration result of the fiscal cliff nonsense, so they postponed purchases. Those purchases were just postponed. They weren't canceled. They're coming back. So now this next month or next quarter when they do the revision, there's going to be an increase in defense spending of 15% probably. I don't know, guys. I'm starting to not believe any of the numbers that come out of these guys in government. Maybe that's a good thing. Take the rose-colored glasses off. I told the guys in the office when I saw that number, I said, what, they stopped selling Obama phones? No. And I'm glad that I am such a disbeliever because it made me get angry and short the 10-year on the rally on that data. It was crazy stuff. They're not cutting government spending. Come on. God. All right, back to the markets. We haven't broken down in the 10-year. The curve steepening stuff, bonds are making new lows. They're down half a point right now with, about 20 minutes before the pit closes. I have to run. We've been having some really heavy rains here, and I got a little water in the basement last night. The trader next to me, Kevin, just said that his wife told him they're getting some water now because it was still raining, and the seepage is continuing, and I'm freaking out, so I'm going to run home and see what's going on there. And I'll be back on here later if there's any stuff going on. I kind of think right now with the 10-year lows holding at that 130.30 level, we're just going to range trade for a little bit here. It looks like, having a struggle with the count here. I can't get a good count. I think we're in some kind of corrective pattern. If we take out 130.30 with good volume, we're going to see that 130.18 to 130.22 level. So maybe it's one of those deals where we're going to put a stop below 30 tonight, or in the number on Friday. We could just chop around here between now and Friday's number. There is a lot of data out tonight. New Zealand, Australia, Japan. I don't think there's anything out of China, but then tomorrow morning we zip right into Europe stuff, and then we got more data here tomorrow too. Jobless claims, Chicago PMI, and the day before non-farm payroll. So I kind of think we're in a little bit of a range consolidation type pattern right now. Maybe it's as simple as 130.30 and what's the low in bonds? 142.19. The bonds making new lows is keeping me negative here, so I want to keep selling rallies. If we see that 131.09 to 10 area on the 10-year, probably want to start looking for reversal behaviors there. And if we get up to that 131.0910, and if we start getting up around that 131.14 to 17 area, definitely put some shorts on with fairly tight stops up there. On the downside, I guess as long as we're trading, above that 130.30 to 131.02 area, you're probably supposed to cover shorts there until we see what the non-farm payroll data looks like on Friday. I think it'll be decent. The jobless claims drop we saw last week was a big number, and I think that's the week that was the payroll week. So that should be a good number. Unless it's over 250, I don't think it's good enough to bring back enough jobs for people. But, we'll muddle through here with, 180, 190, some number like that, and the market will go, oh my God, big number, and we'll hit the market, the bond market. I am looking at some big levels down below here. You guys have heard me harp on these levels in the 10-year, especially that 130.18 to 130.22 level. There's a huge cluster of targets down there for us Elliott waivers. And in the bonds at 142.03 to 05 area. So if we do see those levels, definitely cover some shorts in there. That's what you want to look for. Okay, got to run, go clean up the messy basement. Hopefully not too messy. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great night.